fire temple. Alright, right off the bat here we got some fire keys flying around. So let's take them out. So they don't get too close and dive bomb us. Alright. And right away here off the side, you'll see there's a door there. And over on this side here, there's this weird looking statue thing that appears to be blocking something that might be similar to a doorway. But we're actually going to ignore both of those for now and come up with this way. Immediately to our right is a locked door. But to our left, we can proceed this way. Hey, it's Darunia. Who's there? Is that you, Jordan? Oh, it really is Jordan. You've grown so big since I last saw you. I want to have a man-to-man talk with you, but now's not the time. Ganondorf is causing trouble on Death Mountain again. He has revived the evil ancient dragon Volvagia. On top of that, he's going to feed my people to that evil dragon as a warning to other races that might resist him. If that fire-breathing dragon escapes from the mountain, all of Hyrule will become a burning wasteland. I will go on ahead to try to seal up the evil dragon. I'm concerned, though, because I don't have the legendary hammer, but I have no choice. Jordan, I'm asking you to do this as my sworn brother. While I'm trying to deal with the dragon, please save my people. The prisoner's cells are in the opposite direction. I'm counting on you, Jordan. Alright. And somehow he was able to proceed directly into the boss room. That's kind of neat, too. How in this dungeon it shows you exactly where the boss is right off the bat. And look at that, there's this long, huge column right in the middle of the ceiling here. So we can't even get over to that side there either. But what we actually want to do here is, look at that, there's another one of those hookshot targets, but it's too far away for us to manage at this time. But let's see here. We are able to hop over across it this way, though. And we can hit this floor switch here. And look at that. There's a Goron cowering in a cell here. Please, don't eat me. If you eat something like me, you'll get a stomach ache. You'll be sorry. Don't worry, buddy. I'm here to help. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? I'll tell you a secret for saving me. In order to get into the room where Darunia went, you have to do something about the pillar stuck in the ceiling. Find a path that leads to a room above the ceiling right away. Alright. And make sure not to miss this. The colors kind of make it blend in a little bit, but you want to make sure to notice that there's a little chest here. And in that, we will find the dungeon's first small key. This is kind of a neat dungeon in that that's basically how we're going to find all of the small keys, is we've got to find and release all of these Gorons that have been taken prisoner. And in each one of their cells, or at least almost all of their cells, you will find a small chest with a small key. So be sure not to overlook them. We can go over there if we want. I think if we hop across there and then use our hookshot to get up there. I think there's some pots up there we can smash, and I think there might be a fairy spirit in there or something like that, but we should be good for now. Anyway, obviously we needed that key in order to be able to progress this away. We'll just ignore those keys for now. Alright. There's this huge room that we're in. All these keys flying around, and we can go basically straight ahead, left, or right. So first, we're going to want to go left. So we can make our way across here. That lava down there will take damage if we walk into it. It probably goes without saying, oh man, some of these blocks move and take off when we're standing on them. That's a little freaky. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, you can technically stand on that lava. Like, you're not going to instantly die, but you'll take damage. Even with the Goron tunic equipped, it only staves off the damage for so long, and you'll start to do damage, or incur damage gradually. So try to just avoid that altogether if you can. Alright, look at that, right away. Another Goron saved. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Here's a secret for saving me. A wall that you can destroy with the Goron's special crop, which he means bombs, will sound different than a regular wall if you hit it with your sword. That's good to know. And yeah, bombs are actually going to be a very handy element, or a handy item to be used throughout this dungeon. Alrighty. And you might have noticed up there's that time block. So we know what that means. Get out the old Ocarina and play the Song of Time. And we should be able to get it to move. Ordinarily, they just disappear and stop from, you know, barring entry into an area. But that time it actually moved, and it did so to be able to give us a little foot up in order to get up to this door up here. You don't have to do this. This is just for a gold Skulltula token, but again, if you're like me and you want to complete everything in the game, you're going to have to come up this way in order to get that token. Here, we can just, these guys here. Navi doesn't even have anything to say about them. So just wait until they're all blocked off of your shield like that. I think this is the first time we've encountered this enemy here. These guys are nasty. A like. An enemy that eats shields and certain clothes. Beat it quickly to get your gear back. So yeah, you don't want to get sucked into these guys. This guy basically will suck you into his center there. That's why it's good to attack him ranged like that. You can hit him with your sword too, but if you get too close range like that, he'll almost certainly be able to gobble you up, and then yeah, he'll like de-equip and remove your shield and maybe even your tunic. And so the only way to get them back is by killing the like, and then he'll drop the items and you gotta pick them up again and re-equip them. Alright. Whoa. Oh, dang it. Alright, whatever. So you see there, we were able, because we didn't dilly-dally, we were able to get out of there without sustaining any damage. However, got trampled by that red bubble that came flying out of nowhere. That's also a new enemy for this dungeon, the red bubble. We've encountered blue bubbles and green bubbles so far. Oh, son of a bitch. What even was that word I just said? Batch. Alright, come down this way. We wanna go. I know that there's a locked door there and we've got a key for it, but we still do want to go this way. Oh. See if I can get a... Yeah, there we go. Red bubble. Guard against its attack with your shield. Yeah, these guys are a little bit more tricky because, yeah, they bounce back and forth like that and they're hard to get a lock on. Where's that keys? There we go. Go up this way. Now you see this wall here is discolored, and remember the tip that Goron gave us about how if we hit something with our sword, it'll sound different? So here's like a regular wall. That's what it sounds like, right? But if we hit this wall, oh, look at that. It sounds different. So that indicates that we can blow it up with a bomb. Excellent. Look at that. Another Goron hiding inside. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Well, I'll tell you a secret for saving me. There are switches in this temple that you have to cut to activate, but you can also use the Goron special crop to do the job. So there are these like crystal switches that we can activate. Either you can use your sword or you can blow them up with bombs as well. Technically arrows work too. Alright, 2 small keys under our belt. We're making pretty good progress, I think. You can see we actually can step into the lava for just a moment like that, right? It's safe to do so, but don't stick around. Okay, and then careful here. You want to kind of slide down that little ramp there. And then here, you can actually climb up the inside of this chain link fence. And then if we're really careful with our footing, we should be able to carefully walk along the top to Get over to this side. We'll take care of these keys that are just sitting here. Oh, twofer. That was nice. And actually, I think what I really wanted to do was go over to this side because there's some hearts over here. Yeah. Alright. Oh, of course, the keys that we just dropped left one for us anyway. Whoop. That was close. Dope! See, now I'm getting impatient. And I just lost the heart. Oh well, it's only half a heart. I just wanted to point out that those hearts were there, in case your health is actually much more dire. Anyway, we want to come over here so that we can just kind of drop down in front of this block right here, like that. And then we can shove the block off of the edge and onto that sort of flame vent that keeps shooting those flame jets up. And then we jump down in the middle on top of the block, and that vent now pushes us all the way up. Not bad. Get off here quickly before the block falls down again, right? And so you see here, that's why we needed that second key. Otherwise, we would have had to have backtracked at this point. Alright. Now here's another Goron in a cell, but there doesn't appear to be a switch here nearby like there normally is. So, we're going to have to do a little bit of searching around here. Here's a new enemy that we haven't encountered before. I think these guys are called a torch slug, I think. Torch slug. When the fire on its back is extinguished, it will run away. Destroy it before it relights. So, yeah, these guys can set you on fire, so make sure to take them out quickly. So, yeah, you hit them once there, and their fire goes out, and then they try to escape from you. So, they're not too difficult if you can corner them like that, because then there's nowhere really for them to go. Alright. Now here's one of those crystal switches that they were talking about, that Goron was telling us. I'll just give you a little demonstration here. If I hop across here, and here first, you know, what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to push this block over. And you know what, I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to give you the demonstration. I'll just show you how it works when it's time to do it, because it's easy enough to understand, and I'm almost ready to use it anyway. But basically, I mean, it's not like it's complicated or anything, right? It's exactly what it sounds like. You just basically hit it with one of your weapons, and it causes something to happen. So yeah, now that we've got this here, we can jump across this way and climb up the link fence this way. Now you'll see here, the last chain link fence that we need to climb up to the next floor is being blocked by flame. So this is what we can actually do here. So if we stand here, right above where the switch is located, we can actually drop a bomb here. And the bomb will explode, and then the switch, having been activated, will then cause that flame barrier to come down. But it's only a very temporary effect. You only have like a matter of seconds to get there before the flame reignites. So that's why using a bomb here is good, because it doesn't blow up instantly, right? It gives you like a second or two to get as close as possible to that fence, so that you get as much time as you can manage before that flame starts up again. Alright, but we did it. Made our way up. And oh, this is interesting. Camera cuts to this above angle. Oh, it's like a big maze with all these boulders rolling around. So what I recommend in this part is, I mean, whoa, that was close. Oh, look at that. If we angle the camera here, we can actually see through the wall. So as if that wasn't a tip-off. But here you can use our sword here. And you can hear, again, indicates a fake wall. So we can blow this up. And get at another gold Skulltula. Sick and tired of aiming and missing. I'll just go with that. Yeah, obviously, like, you don't have to do it counterclockwise, but just in my experience, that's been, like, the most helpful for making sure that you come across and find everything that there is to find in this maze area. Right here. And I think... I'm not sure. I think it's just another... Yeah, it's just another small key, I think. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Let me tell you a secret as a reward for releasing me. When you're on fire, you can put it out by swinging your sword or by rolling forward. Did you know that? I do now. Okay. Third small key. I might be mistaken about it, but I think this dungeon has more small keys than any dungeon in the game. I'm not 100% on that, but I think I'm right in saying that. Yeah, you can see there too. If you do get hit by those boulders, it's not like it's the end of the world. You just take a little bit of damage and get stalled for a minute. Here's a locked door, but I'm actually not going to go through it just yet. I'm going to keep making my way all the way around the outer edge of the maze. Whoa! Oh, is there not even anything? Oh, hang on. I'll hug the corner. Whoa, that was close. There's not even anything to... And look up there. There's another Goron in a cell up there. Alright, so there wasn't even really anything to do over there. Walked right into a dead end. Ah, but here's something. Another switch to open another Goron's cell. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? I'll tell you a secret for saving me. In this temple, there are doors that fall down when you try to open them. When one of these doors starts to fall, move. If you use a sample of the Goron special crop, you can break it. So yeah, there are actually trick doors. If you try to open the door will, like, damage you. It'll, like, come alive, like, totally animated and, like, slam you. But if you get away soon enough, or even if, like, you know, maybe you've played the game before and you already know what door is a trick door, you can just plant a bomb first in front of the door, and the bomb will blow it away. You'll have to do that if you want to get by, so... Keep making our way around. There's nothing really in the middle of the maze, so it's nice you don't have too much to worry about in that regard. But anyway, it looks like we finally made our way around the entire outside, so finally we can make our way back this way and proceed through that locked door. Here, let's see. Yeah, make absolute damn sure, this goes without saying, but you do not want to fall down this whole... you probably picked up on this, right? But this dungeon is massive. I think it's also the largest dungeon in the entire game as well. So you don't want to be falling down places like this, because you're going to have a serious amount of backtracking to do to get back up here. Here's that second locked door that we can use our other key for, but first we'll shoot that eyeball switch up there to open up that door. Oh, look at that. And there's some hearts over here for us. And here is an area where you're going to have to be patient, even if you're like me and you don't want to be. You really are going to want to take your time there. Ah, finally a big chest. I believe this is the dungeon map. First big item usually is the map. Yeah, there we go. Dungeon map. Alright. Yeah, so, like, check this out. Look how big this dungeon is. 5 freaking floors. That's massive. Luckily, it's, like, very thin, though. It's like they're all kind of stacked right on top of each other. Is this tall but thin tower. So it's a large dungeon in terms of the number of floors, but maybe not in terms of overall, like, square footage area, you know what I mean? But okay, here's a tricky area here. As soon as we jump off of this platform onto that chain platform there, this giant firewall appears and starts chasing us. So we got to keep moving. We can't afford to stick around. Alright, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. There's going to be some red bubbles here, but just ignore them. You can do a little roll there before, remember? You can do the roll to get a little bit of extra distance when you jump. Again, just ignore those red bubbles. And we wanted to come all the way around here. And looky there, there's that fenced off area that we were in just a moment ago when we had to open up that big chest there to get the dungeon map. Anyway, coming around here. And oh, look at this. Now we're back in the maze room again, only this time we're on top. Alright. So, take care of this torch slug here. And looky here. Navi's got something to... Oh, well, she did have something to point out. There we go. Jordan, I hear Goron voices down below. And you can see there's a big crack in the floor here, as if that wasn't enough of a clue. So just drop a bomb in the middle and then clear the way. And you can see there's a more chain link on that side. So if we approach it slowly like that, we can just grab onto it and climb all the way down. And I'll just climb down maybe about half of the way and then drop down the rest. There we go. And this brings us into that room that we saw before, where we were able to see how there was that Goron there trapped, but there wasn't a switch. You'll see it's because the switch is on this side. Look at that, it actually opens the cell from both sides. So now if we want it as a shortcut, we can actually get right back into the maze from there just by coming through here and walking up that wall. Here's a tip for rescuing me. Somewhere in this temple, you're sure to meet up with some creatures that dance as they attack. Arrows won't hurt them. Looks like you might need some of the Goron special crop. That's all I have to tell you. Yeah, there's just going to be these enemies named flare dancers, and they're a little bit tricky. They're not impossible to deal with, though, so don't panic. Totally manageable. They sound more menacing than they actually are. And we will, of course, cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay. That wasn't the only thing to do, though. In this, oh, yeah. Just gotta take care of that torch slug that respawned. Gotta be careful to take him out quickly so that he doesn't slam into you and knock you. Knock you all the way back down that hole there. Yeah, those torch slugs not only will set you on fire, but they like to kamikaze you and they can knock you back. And if we jump across to here, we can hit that switch. And that opens up the cell all the way on the other side. Okay. Oh no! Oh crap. I totally misjudged that. My bad. My bad. Alright, now I gotta find out how the heck to get back up there again. Shoot. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, that can happen. Okay. No matter. Eventually we wanted to come back to this room anyway, but we do first want to go and talk to that Goron. Because again, there'll be another small key that was in the cell with him there. So annoying. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something that I haven't done before. Hang on, let me take out this torch slug here. I haven't used it before, and I find that this is maybe a good opportunity to do so. Right here at this door, I'm going to use Furore's Wind. I've never done that before. It would have come in handy before, actually. So you can see it sets a warp point, and it hangs out right here at the entrance to the room. So you see, if I had had the foresight to have set that warp point there earlier, I wouldn't have had to have run all the way around. I could have just used Furore's Wind again, and that would have instantly recalled me back to the warp point. So, yeah, this is a pretty good spot to use it, actually. Just in case you fall down. Alrighty. Oh, look at that. The Goron took off without us. Oh well. No tip for us. Not that those tips are especially helpful, but... And so now look at this. We don't even have to run all the way back. If we want, we can just use Furore's Wind. Because Furore's Wind, return to the warp point, dispel the warp point, or exit. Those are our options. So if we do return to the warp point... Look at this. Just like that. And also, while I'm here, now that using it also dispels the warp point. When we first got Furore's Wind way back, and I can't even remember what episode it was now. It was even before we did Jabu Jabu's Belly. I explained kind of how it works, and so now that we're using it, I should point it out again one more time. That so you can see here that now that we used it, it dispelled the warp point as well. So I'm actually going to use it one more time. And I'll show you why I'm going to do that, because I'm going to go deeper into an area of the dungeon here that, again, will be useful to have that as a warp point that I can just instantly come back to really quickly, because this also is going to be the first opportunity in the game where I'm going to make use of something that I haven't done before. Scarecrow Song. Right up here, you can see how there's that ledge up there. Navi is pointing it out as a point of interest for some reason, but she's not telling us anything about it. If we play Scarecrow Song here... Again, remember, Scarecrow Song is whatever it is to you. You write Scarecrow Song. This is what Scarecrow Song is for me. Look at that. It made Pierre, the traveling or the wandering Scarecrow appear. So now we can actually hookshot into him and get up to a previously inaccessible area. And now we can hookshot over to this spot here. And it brings us up this way. You don't have to do this. This is just a secret area with some extra goodies in it. There you go. So you can hear there's a gold Skulltula in here somewhere. I heard it. There it is. And we can keep going on our way. And I believe I can hear another gold Skulltula around the corner right here. There we go. Now this next part is not necessary to complete either. But you can see here, there's this whole kind of way around here. Like it's sort of like, it's a round room and it's this kind of like spiral. And as you walk along the edge of the room, it kind of gets higher and higher and higher. And there's basically, I'll just cut to the chase, there's a treasure chest up there with a special prize in it, but it's being surrounded by a flame shield. So the idea is that you hit this switch here, it drops the flame shield, but again, only for a very limited amount of time, so you gotta run around here really quickly. But then right around that area there, it actually gets too steep to be able to climb over. And even if you manage it, it's so difficult that you won't be able to do it fast enough to get around it. So you're gonna have to use your hook shot on that target up there. So we've got to move really quickly. So if you manage to pull this off, it'll look a little something like this. Run, 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 run. Get out the hook shot. Move it. Move your ass, move your ass, move your ass. Move, 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 move. Roll. There we go. Et voila. A huge rupee, gold rupee. This rupee is worth a whopping 200 rupees. Now, it wasn't really worth it to us because we already had a completely full Giant's wallet. But, I mean, it's not like I'm ever coming back here again, right? So, may as well get it while I'm here and at least point it out to you that it is there, should you be so inclined. And the nice thing about this, too, is now I don't even have to go all the way back to where I was. I can just, once again, use Furore's Wind to return to the warp point. Zip me all the way right back here. Alright. I gotta be frank with you. That might be one of the only places in the entire game where I ever use Furore's Wind. But anyway, there you have it. Now, Flame Wall's chasing us again. There's kind of a funny trick here. We gotta get up to that platform there, but it looks like it's too far. It looks like there's not enough distance for us to jump, but actually there is. You just gotta jump for it, and it kind of glitches you up to it. Appearances can be deceiving sometimes. Alright. So we make our way through this little tunnel. Alright. Now. Wow, look at all these flame traps and everything here. Oh, hang on. I'm just gonna take care. No. I was trying to. Oh crap! I was trying to target that Keese up there before he flew into me. I was lucky that he didn't, because I got pretty close to him. I was, yeah, just about to point out that Navi's pointing something out to us here. You can see down from here. Isn't that the room where we saw Darunia? So it is. This is that big column. that we were talking about that was in the middle of the room. And this is the top of it where it starts. So we've got to do something here to get this column to fall down. Right for the moment, though, there's not really anything we can do about it. Now, see all these pillars here? This is kind of an interesting puzzle here because it's almost like a funhouse hall of mirrors in a way. Because some of these pillars have a flame trap between them, and some do not. Some we can pass through safely. So the only way to know for sure is to approach very slowly. You approach, if you get this close, then you know you can pass between the pillars safely. But other pillars, let me find a trap. Jeez, are there no... Yeah, there's one, right? So if you just try running through here, like at full speed, you're almost certain to, like, run straight into the fire. If we just hug the wall here, we can get around this sort of totem pole thing that's blowing fire at us. And then, if we come around this way, we should be able to get access to this other locked door here. There we go. Oh, another Goron hiding out in a cell. And we can't get up to there, so we've just got to keep moving through. Huh. Okay. So this now brings us out. Oh, first, hang on. I hear Keith's wings flapping. I want to take him out before he dive bombs us. All right. So you see now this takes us out onto the other side of the room. We actually wouldn't have been able to have gotten over here ordinarily because of all the flame traps, so we had to do that. Whoa. How do I get over here? Oh, nuts. So I should have gone this way. Okay. Wow. I wasn't thinking far enough ahead. All I was thinking was that I needed to go this way in order to get to this side of the room. But I totally spaced on the fact that I can't access that door from the other side. So I'm momentarily gonna here, you know what? I'm gonna use Furora's Wind again here because there's so much backtracking here. The warp point should always go to the door where you last entered the room, I think. So it should stay like right here. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the warp point doesn't get set literally anywhere you're standing. That would be a little too convenient. No, instead it just goes to the entrance. Of course, like I was mentioning, there's rooms have multiple entrances, so it goes to whichever entrance was the last one that you came into that room from. Dang it, see, now I'm getting impatient again. Whoa. But anyway, so you can see that's the general idea with those flame traps between the pillars. Anyway, yeah, this is what I should have done first. See, I should have gone over this way. And now that I'm here... Oh, I thought that was a boulder blocking the door, but it was just the rolling boulder. Alright, that's fine. Yeah. So now that I'm here, I can get over to this room so that I can pick up the compass. If, you know, you care about the compass. By all means, feel free to ignore it, but I find it to be a useful item. Alright, now we'll use our Furora's Wind again. Return to the warp point, brings us all the way back here. So that's pretty nifty. You know, this might even be the most I've ever used Furora's Wind in my life. Anyway, so now that we don't have to worry about going over that way... Whoa, that Keith is gonna dive bomb us! Suck it! I can just imagine Link saying that, like, in like an anime or a comic or something. Suck it. Alright, now this is tricky. We hit the switch here to bring down that wall of flame. However, again, because it only stays up for a second, we gotta rush it, which means we've got to know the pathway to be able to take. So the pathway is around this pillar. Otherwise, we're just gonna run into more fire. And it only gives us, like, just enough time to make it. Alright. I think these are possessed jars. I think they fly up and... Oh, no, maybe not. Never mind. For some reason, I had it in my memory that there are those types of jars that jump up in the air and kamikaze you. But apparently not. However, I think this door right here is the game's first example of one of those trick doors that will fall down on you if you try to open them. So I'm not going to try to open it because I don't want to take damage. However, you'll notice if I hit it with my sword, whoa, I have enough time to get out of there, right? If I tried to actually open the door, I wouldn't have even had that time. It would have just slammed on me right away. So instead, we will just drop a bomb. And be done with yo silly ass. Alright. Uh-oh. First flare dancer in the game, I believe. Yep. Alright. See what Navi's got to say here. Extinguish its flaming clothes first. So, it looks like it's this huge, intimidating, imposing enemy. But actually what it really is the enemy is just sort of this little, like, black sphere, this little like pod, and it uses like these power, like this flame power to create this big menacing body. But what you can do actually is if you just target that black portion of him with your hookshot and you can drag him down to your level, that actually takes him right out of the fire and brings him down to your level. So check this out. We target him and then with our hookshot, look at that, brought him out. So now he sprouts these like legs really hilariously and runs around. And if you target him, you can just run around like this way. Ah! He's like, ah! Like a cartoon character. Ah! Alright. But then, after you hit him a few times, he just jumps back in and regains his fire powers. You see now his color is different. But it's the exact same process. Just keep, don't be intimidated by this guy. Just keep dragging him out with your hook shot, and then hitting him with your sword. And now his clothes should be green, I think. Yep. And one more time. Get him out with your sword. And hit him a few more times. I think you can also hit him with arrows, too. Although, if you're Z targeting him, it can be hard to hit him. I recommend just hitting him with your sword. It's a lot easier. Whoa, back away, because he blows up when you kill him. You can actually take damage that way, so... Alright. And now that that's taken care of, we'll just hop up onto the platform here. Magic elevator. Alrighty. Onward we go. Ooh, here's another one of those crystal switches. And just like the puzzle before where we encountered crystal switches, we're going to have to drop a bomb on it like that. And this one is even more important to do that because this flame shield only stays unlit for like a fraction of a second. This one is really, really fast for some reason. So, we've got to like position ourselves all ready to go right in front of it. Because there is not a moment to waste. Right away, right away. Yeah, you can hear that fire shield started up again already. Alright. Okay, so maybe it was more than a fraction of a second, but it was pretty quick. Anyway, you get the idea. Ooh, now another one of these round rooms, and again, the idea is it's sort of this spiral again, like in that room where I got the two gold Skulltulas and that gold rupee. But only now it's going counterclockwise. I feel like I hear another Keese flapping its wings, but I don't see it anywhere. I definitely hear a Keese. I just don't want it attacking me at an inopportune moment. Anyway, you can see right off the bat here, there's this little platform here. If we stand on it, though, it kind of sank down a little bit. It's almost like if we put some more weight on it, we might be able to get it to sink even more, but we apparently just aren't heavy enough. Okay. Maybe if I get up here, I can get a better view of... area up there? I can't see anything. Where the... Oh, there it is, way off in the distance. There it is. Let's see if I can hit it from here. Gotcha. Alright. Now, so this is the tricky part here. So you can see how there's sort of 2 ways around the room here. Well, 3 technically, but you don't want to fall down into the middle there because then you're just stuck in a dead end. And you've got no choice but to walk all the way back to the beginning again and try again. But as far as getting up to the top there where there's all those torches, and again, ultimately a chest with the dungeon item in it, we can go around the outside, which is the safer path, but it's slower because it's, well, for one thing, a longer distance, and you got all of these platforms you got to jump up on, and that slows you down further. Or you can take the inside path, which is much quicker, but also more difficult to do because it's a much more narrow path. However, we're basically going to have to take that narrow path because in order to get access to the dungeon item, we've got to once again bring down a fire shield, which is brought down by the switch, and it only stays down for a short period of time. So we're going to have to be very, very careful with our footing here. We seriously do not want to fall down. Whoa. Now that I think about it, this also would have been a good time to use Ferrari's Wind. Oh well, too late now. But anyway, you see it wasn't too much of a challenge there, but maybe if it's your first time doing it, you're not totally confident in your abilities, Ferrari's Wind might be a good idea there. So just in case you fall all the way down, you can just use it to warp back up again. But look at this! You found the Megaton Hammer! Press C to smash and break junk. It's so heavy. You need to use 2 hands to swing it. Well, that's pretty freaking sweet. Boy, check this out. Wow, what a weapon. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's like a 2-handed weapon. Not bad. And then we attack like that. Whoa! Yeah, boy, it feels like a Megaton, huh? And now we don't even have to risk taking that narrow path again. We can just run around this way and oops. I thought I would be clever and take the shortcut, but I forgot about that boulder. Alright, never mind. Anyway, come all the way back to the beginning again here. And now what we can do, and oh yeah, I was just kind of showing off how to use it. So yeah, you can slam the ground like that, pound the ground, and you can also Z target like that, and like that. Or you can actually, if you Z target and then hold left and right, you can actually swing it like your sword. Although I think you can only, apparently you can only swing it to the right, even if I'm pushing left. It only swings to the left. That's interesting. And yeah, again, because it is a 2-handed weapon, that means you can't use your... See, I'm holding Z and R there to pull out my shield, but I can't use a shield with it. It looks, and this is kind of the disappointing thing about it, is that when you hold it up like that, it looks as though you're, like, holding it up to parry with it, so it's, like, still functioning as kind of a shield, but the reality is you actually can't parry with it. It's just for show. That's a little too bad. It would have been really cool if you could parry in this game. But anyway, now that we've got it equipped here, now we can use this while standing on the pillar to give it a good slam. And that gave it enough weight and force that it caused the thing to fall down. And now, again, here we've got one of these weird totem pole looking guys here. If we approach it from the side, we can actually, with the Megaton Hammer, blow these guys to smithereens. Look at that. Oh, that is so satisfying. Feel the power in your hands. Whoa! He's right here. I can't believe they didn't attack me. Did I drop anything? Yep. Hearts and ammo. I could use both. Oh yeah, I'm really low on arrows there actually. Alright. Oh, can I make it to those arrows in time before they disappear? Because I'm low on arrows. I'm low on arrows. No, I'm going to miss it. Oh well. Spend too much time yapping. Alright, so it looks like this is a dead end. But what you can actually do is this pillar here that's kind of sticking out of the top. If you just slam that with your hammer. Whoa! Cause that whole section in the middle to all drop down. Do-it-yourself staircase. Alright. And what we're going to want to do here too is grab one of these crates and jump all the way down with the crate because there is a pressure plate down here. So we step on the pressure plate to open the door, but then we're going to have to drop the crate on top of the switch in order to keep it held down. We've dealt with those before, so we know how that works. And another one of these weird sinking down platforms, so we know what that means. Slam it with a hammer. Whew. Drops us right into here. Alright, now, check this out. Now, we can do something about this column here in the middle. With the Megaton Hammer. We're actually not going to do that just right this second, though. What we're going to do first is run into this room first. Look at this here. Here's a switch, but look. When we approach it, this switch looks rusted. Yeah, Navi's right. It is all rusted. So look, if we try to step on it, nothing doing. It's all rusted. It won't even budge. So, once again, job for the Megaton Hammer. Boom. That did it. So now we can enter here. And, oh, look at that. We were in this tunnel room before where that Goron was down just below where we're standing, but we couldn't do anything about it. But now that we're up top here, we can see that there's a time block. So, Ocarina at the ready. Play the Song of Time. And that will move the block. So it'll move it out of the way, plus it'll give us a means of being able to get back up top here really quickly if we want to. And why is the camera doing that? Smarten up. Now we can hop across and use our hammer again on this other rusted switch. And that will be what it takes to free that Goron. Come on, what is with this camera? Holy crap. Alright. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? I'll tell you a secret for saving me. A door is hidden inside the statue at the entrance to this temple. But the Goron's special crop won't work on it. Don't you have anything stronger? That's right, I never bothered to demonstrate that, but if I tried blowing up those like totem pole looking statue guys with bombs, it won't work. So only the Megaton Hammer is strong enough. So now we got that last little small key there, and we can use that time block to climb our way back up here to where we were, and into here. And now we can hop across here, stand on the column, and with our Megaton Hammer, give it a good smack, and whoa! Wah! Alright, look at that. Right back here into the middle. And now we can access the boss room. However, unfortunately, we still do not have the boss key. So, let me just check the rest of our map here. So it looks like we've got all of the chests except for 2 more remaining on this floor. So, we will retrace our steps back to the entrance. And around this way. And oh, is that Keys chasing me? No, okay. We're good. Oh, yeah, that Keys is after me. Let me just take out the other one while I'm here. Can't keep my eyes off these guys for a second. Or take my eyes off of them. Alright, so we'll slam these guys here one piece at a time. And look at that, that's where we're going to use the other small key that we have. This is neat too, now that we got the Megaton Hammer. We can do something with these torch slugs here. We can actually really easily immobilize them just by slamming the ground near them. Look at that, it flips them right over. And they're like totally helpless, they're like a turtle on its back. How funny is that? Makes it a little bit easier, I guess. Not that torch slugs were ever really, you know, a huge challenge for us, but, you know, every little bit helps, I guess. And, like a sword, you can also do a jumping attack for double damage. So let's try that. Oof. Though it looks like those guys are actually immune to damage from the hammer. You can only use the hammer to flip them. But for some reason, only the sword will actually harm those guys. Oh well, no matter. And I think you're going to want to get out your hook shot here again, because I think there's another flare dancer in here. Or somewhere close. Oh, there's floor tiles here. Just get out your shield here. There's another like, and another gold Skulltula. Yes, I guess I know there's another flare dancer coming up. It must be the next room. Anyway. And these likes are kind of weird. If you target them at like their top, you won't even hit them. You got to kind of go for the base. And again, wait for them to change color back to normal again. If you try to hit them again while they're red, your arrow will just go through them again. Alrighty. Did I get all the gold Skulltulas in this dungeon? I did. Awesome. Alright. I think this is where the flare dancer is. Yep. Here we go. And I think you can use the Megaton Hammer on this guy to do some damage if you were so inclined. But it's a little bit slower to attack and you don't have the same range as your sword. However, slamming him like that can do a decent amount of damage, but I don't think it's necessarily more than your sword. In fact, judging by that little exchange, I think your sword actually does do more damage to this guy, so I wouldn't even really bother with it. Just keep utilizing the same techniques we've been doing up until this point, and you'll be fine. Although, I think you can ground pound near him, and that, yeah, look at that. That has the same effect as if you hit him with the hook shot. Ooh, backflip out of there. Ooh, that was close. And there is one of the 2 remaining chests that we're looking for. The other one is, of course, going to be the golden chest that houses the boss key that we're looking for. Even just bombs. Hardly even worth it. But, there it is. Use the hammer on the rusted switch, free the last Goron, and get our boss key. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Oh, I see. Big Brother Darunia asked you to rescue me. I owe you big time. Please help, Big Brother. I intend to. And you notice, too, he's the only Goron that doesn't give you a tip. Basically because he's the last one, so there's nothing really else left to tell you. But anyway, open up the chest, claim the boss key, then make our way back to the big fire room with the column in it that we dropped from the top. And we'll be able to take on the dungeon's boss, Volvagia. And actually, what I'm going to do, I think before I do that, I actually will hop across here. I didn't do this before, but I'm going to do it this time. Just to give myself buffed up for a boss battle. So there's a fairy. Remember, we had to empty all our bottles before when we were collecting big Poes to get that 4th bottle. So now we can afford to replace them again. Oh, another fairy. Why not? And boy, I hope this last jar has some arrows in it. We are sorely needing arrows. Oh, there's more bombs. Oh well. Well, we don't really need arrows for the upcoming fight. They do come in a little bit handy, but, well, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, I don't know if I can make that jump. Can I make that jump? Maybe if I roll? No. Oh, crap. Oh, but of course, what am I thinking? Of course I can't make that jump because we needed the column to come down. If we could make that jump, we wouldn't have needed the column to drop down in the first place. Okay. That was me being silly. Just disregard. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Alright, here we go. Boss time. So, hop to this pillar and then hop to the platform in the middle, and the boss battle will start. Oh no! Our only escape route is just sunk. Oh, look at this beast! Subterranean lava dragon, Volvagia. Alright. Wow. This is one of my favorite bosses in the game. I love this guy. It's so cool. Alright, now, you're going to want to draw your attention to the fact that there's all of these lava holes. There's like 9 of them, and he could potentially pop out any one of them. Let's see what Navi's got to say here. So Volvagia is the boss of the Fire Temple, revived by the Evil King. I don't know its weak point. Well, As you might guess, though, it's based entirely on the dungeon item, the Megaton Hammer. So we're going to want to keep basically slamming away at him with the hammer. And if you can manage to get in some jumping attacks like that, too, that'll do even all the more damage. So the first one there will stun him. So you see, wherever there's flame there, that indicates that he's going to be coming out of that hole. And there's a distinct advantage to being able to predict where he's going to come out of. So now here, when he does this here, you can use this opportunity to kind of shoot him with some arrows. Just do a little bit of extra damage, but that's about all you can get off. You can't really do a whole lot of damage there. There's not much you can do. So now while we're waiting for him to show up again, we'll get at our hammer, and oh, see, now he kind of keeps tricking you, right? It's like a whack-a-mole type thing. You never really know where he's going to pop out of. Even when the flames do show up the first time, they can keep changing. And then as the fight progresses and it gets more difficult, he'll keep switching it on you even more. Now this time, I don't think he's going to circle around us. Instead, he's going to go up to the ceiling and drop rocks on us. Or at least try to. So this part is easy enough. Basically, all you got to do is just keep moving. You just keep moving, then the rocks that he's dropping on you will never really be able to catch up with you. And you just keep doing that until finally he decides to retreat into one of the holes again. It's good to get an angle like this so that you get a good view of all of the holes, so then you know exactly where to rush to, because you don't want to miss that opportunity to hit him and stun him. And I think one more sequence should be enough to take him out. See if I can hit him with my last arrow there. Yep. Got my last arrow away there, but... Alright. Make sure your camera is angled good so you can see everything. Oh, okay, run. Attack him there before he can blow fire at you, and there you go. Just like that. Not bad. Those jumping hammer attacks do wonders for shortening the length of the battle. Oh, jeez, look at this. Oh, that is brutal. Oh. Whoa. That massive skull just drops. Look at this. And then it, like, further degrades into another heart container. I love that. Oh, you, like, catches fire and then burns from the tail all the way up to his head. That's, like, as gory as this game gets. I love it. Alright, new heart container, full health. Excellente! Make our way into the warp zone. And I presume we're probably going back to the Chamber of Sages again. That's what happened at the end of the last dungeon. Oh, get a little cutscene here, though. Whoa! Eruption. Look at that. The big fire cloud actually dissipated. Cool. Oh, Darunia. Fancy seeing you here. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate what you did. I thank you on behalf of the entire Goron race. You turned out to be a real man, just as I thought you would. By the way, I, the Wild Darunia, turned out to be the Great Sage of Fire. Isn't that funny, brother? Well, this must be what they call destiny. Nothing has made me happier than helping you seal the evil here. Hey, brother, take this. This is a medallion that contains the power of the fire spirits and my friendship. Really like that shade of red. You receive the fire medallion. Darunia awakens as a sage and adds his power to yours. Don't forget, now you and I are true brothers. All right. So on next episode, we are going to be exploring a little bit more of this immediate area now that we have access to a new item, namely the Megaton Hammer. And we will see how long that takes us before we start making our way on with the next quest item. Again, as I said in a previous video, I have to kind of plan out exactly what quests and side quests I want to include in every video, so I'm not sure off the top of my head exactly where we're going to be going next, but I'll do my best to keep it as concise and tight as I possibly can. So, until next time, thanks for tuning in.